Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solos from Iron Maiden's classic Aces High. Now this comes off of their epic Powerslave album, which over time has become my favorite Iron Maiden album. And you know, part of it is the fact that it was the first tour that I saw Iron Maiden on in 1985. And I remember to my friends and I, and my brothers and I, a bunch of 13, 14-year-olds, at that moment in time, Iron Maiden was the biggest band in the world. They were our favorite band. And so we ended up spending the night outside of a record store when we found out tickets were going on sale, so that in the morning we'd be able to get the best seats possible. And Iron Maiden actually sold out 4 nights at the Long Beach Arena down in LA, where I was living at the time. And we ended up there on the first night. Now later on we'd find out that they recorded parts of Live After Death, their classic album, from that tour on nights 2 and 4. So we were kind of disappointed we weren't there for those recordings, but it was still kind of cool to be there on the first night, and that next day at school to be wearing our new Iron Maiden t-shirts before everyone else had them. So lots of great memories with this song and the Powerslave album. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Alright, here's Solo 1, Section 1. I'm going to play it at normal and then slow speed, and then we're going to break it up note by note. Alright, now first thing I want to call out here is you'll notice that I took a little shortcut with the tabs. Alright, I'm using a little symbol there. You can see those 3 little lines. That means you're tremolo picking. Tremolo picking is when you basically pick a note really fast. Okay, so instead of tabbing out every single note that was picked there, I'm doing the shortcut for tremolo picking. But that said, I don't want you to get too hung up on playing it exactly the number of pick strokes that Dave Murray did, for example. Just go with what feels right. Okay, trying to get that microscopic and granular to get every single note that he repeated is kind of ridiculous, right? So here's what you do. All right, you're going to play the 7th fret of the G string, and you're going to bend up a full step. And as you're bending up, you're going to start picking the note fast. Okay, and then you're going to keep picking the note at the top of the bend and then bring it down. Pretty simple, right? Again, don't get caught up on how many times Dave is actually picking the note. Just go with what feels right, okay? Then we're going to play the 5th fret of the B string, followed by the 8th fret of the B string. And when you play the 8th fret note, you're going to bend up, hold it for a bit, and then come back down. Pretty straightforward, right? Here it is again at normal and then slow speed. Alright, let's move to the next section. Alright, now here is section 2 of Solo 1, a little descending pentatonic riff. Always reminds me of Jimmy Page when I do descending pentatonic licks like this. Here it is at normal and then slow speed. Alright, let's break this up into some bite-sized pieces. First, in the first box, we're going to go like this. So you're playing the 8th fret of the B string, pull off to 5, and then 7th fret G, 5th fret B. Okay? Then in the second box, we're going to play the 7th fret of the G, pull off to 5 twice. Then in the third box, we're going to play the 7th fret of the D string, followed by the 5th fret of the G, and then 7th fret D, pull off to 5th fret. Okay. Then in the final box, we're going to play again 7th fret D, pull off to 5, and then 7th fret A vibrato. So here's this section one more time at normal and then slow speed. Alright, let's keep moving. Alright, here is section 3 of Solo 1. We've got some open string pull-offs. This might be a Ritchie Blackmore influence. Not quite sure, but it could be. But it goes like this, at normal and then slow speed. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is play the open E string before you start doing a repeating pattern. So basically it's 8th fret of the high E, pull off to 5, pull off to open E. Then you're going to do 7th fret high E, pull off to 5, pull off to open E. Okay? Then you're going to repeat that 5 more times, so 6 in total. So after that first open E string note, you play this 6 times, all right? And then you're going to slide up to the 10th fret of the B string and give it vibrato. Pretty straightforward. Let's play this whole section at normal and then slow speed. Alright, section 4 of solo 1, the final section of the first solo, goes like this at normal and then slow speed. The one thing I want to call out here from a tone standpoint is you may have noticed when I was performing this, and you may have just noticed with your ear, that I've now switched to the neck pickup. If you watch Dave Murray play this solo live, he always switches to the neck pickup for this final part. Okay? So sometimes he might switch to the neck pickup a little bit earlier. He kind of alternates sometimes, but this is the way he does it on the record. Okay, so if you have a neck pickup, go ahead and switch to it now. If you don't have one and you're just using the bridge pickup, it'll sound fine. So we're going to break it up into a couple different sections. So the first one is going to go like this. So what we're doing is we're sliding up to the 14th fret D string without picking it, okay? Followed by 12th fret of the G, hammer on to 14, pull off to 12, and then 14 D, okay? Then in the second box, we're going to go, so there, we're going to play the 12th fret of the G, hammer on to 14, and then 12th fret B, hammer on to 13, pull off to 12, and then 14 G, okay? Then in the third box, we're going to go, so you're going to play 12th fret of B, hammer on to 13, hammer on to 15, and then 12th fret high E, hammer on to 13, pull off to 12, okay? And then finally, we're going to play the 15th fret of the high E, kind of a slow bend. You're going to dig into that one. Then when you get to the top, you're going to hold it for a little bit, then add some vibrato and slide down. So here is this whole section one more time at normal and then slow speed. Alright, now I'm going to play for you solo 1 at slow speed 3 times so you can practice along. Then we'll move on to solo 2. let's move on to the second solo, Adrian's solo. All right, section 1 of solo 2 goes like this at normal and then slow speed. Now with this one, again, more open string pull-offs. What you're going to do is there's a certain pattern you're going to play 5 times. So it goes like this. 5 times. So what that is 15th fret of the B, pull off to 12, pull off to the open B. Okay? Then we're going to play 15B, 14B, pull off to open B. Okay? You play that 5 times. Now, I've noticed when Adrian plays this live, he uses different fingering than me. Well, now, first of all, Dave and Adrian both like to improvise when they play live. They kind of stick to the main theme of the solo, but they kind of, embellish it a little bit and play it slightly different than the record. But fingering-wise, Adrian will do it differently. I'll do it like this. Okay? But for him, when he does the 15-14 pull-off, instead of doing pinky ring finger like this, he'll use middle finger index like this. Okay, so it would look like this. Right? But play whatever's most comfortable for you. I just tend to try to use my pinky when I can because it's a good habit. It just gives you a little bit more flexibility in your playing, right? And then at the end, you've got 2 open B notes. So here's this whole section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, here is section 2 of solo 2. And you'll notice it's more open string pull-offs. And there are 4 notes that I've designated as pinch harmonics. I wouldn't get too hung up on that, right? That's just what I hear. Like when Adrian was kind of doing all those little pull-offs, I think those are the ones that ended up having the strongest pinch. All the notes through here kind of have like a semi-pinch harmonic, but apply them as you like. But here it is at normal and then slow speed, and then we'll break it up note by note. All right, we're going to break it up into 4 sections. The first one's where we go. So it's 12th fret of the B string, pull off to open B, followed by 10th fret, pull off to open B, 8th fret, open B, 10th fret, open B. Okay? Then the second box we're going to go. So it's basically 8th fret, pull off to open B, 7th fret, pull off to open B, and then another 8th fret, pull off to open B, 7th fret, pull off to open B. Okay? Then in the third box, we're going to go. So it's basically 5 pull off to 0, 7 pull off to 0, 8 pull off to 0, 7 pull off to 0. 5, 7, 8, 7. And then finally, we're going to play the 6th fret of the G with a wide vibrato, slide down. Here's this section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, now we go to section 3 of solo 2. This is my favorite lick in both solos. Very blues based. I just love the feel of it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do in that first box is we're going to slide up to the 9th fret of the D string and do some vibrato. Then in the second box is where we go. So what we're going to do there is we're going to play we're going to do a quick rake across the 7th fret of the B and G and B strings, right? Okay. Okay, that's a very quick little rake. Then we're going to play 10th fret of B, pull off to 9, pull off to 7. And then 9th fret G. Then 9th fret B, pull off to 7th fret. And then 9th fret G, bend up a full step. Okay? Then in the third box, we're going to play 10th fret of the G string, pull off to 9, pull off to 7, 9th fret of D, and then 9th fret G, pull off to 7, 9th fret D, pull off to 7, and then 9th fret of A, slide down to 5th fret, apply some vibrato, and then you do a little slide off to the open A, okay? It's there. I want to always give you guys every little nuance within these solos, right? So here is this whole section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's keep moving. All right, here's the final section of solo 2 at normal and then slow speed. All right, let's break it in half. The first half, so we're going to do the little descending part. And I know people will tab and play this a lot of different ways, but this is the way that I hear it, okay? But what we do is we play the 7th fret of the B string with a pinch harmonic, followed by 10th fret G, 7th fret G, 6th fret G, and then a pinch harmonic on that last note on the 6th fret, okay? Okay, and then 9-8-7 on the D string, the last note being a pinch harmonic, and then 9-8-7 on the A string with the first and third notes being pinch harmonics. Now, look, I know I'm giving you every single pinch harmonic in this section. I'm just trying to get it as accurate to the record as possible, but seriously, if you just apply pinch harmonics randomly throughout that part, you should be fine. Now, one thing I want to call out is that I've seen people play what I just played, same notes, but instead of going those first 4 notes, they play them like this. 7th fret B, 6th fret B, and then 7th fret G, 6th fret G, okay? So instead of, they go, same notes. Okay, so you might find that more comfortable, but I tend to do it the other way, but you can play whatever's more comfortable for you there. Now, a lot of times I'll see it tabbed where instead it'll look like this. And that's fine if you want to play it that way. It sounds great that way. But again, that's not what my ear hears. That might seem like the proper thing to do, the logical thing to do. But again, that's not what my ear hears. But if you play it that way, most people won't notice the difference. All right, then the second half's where we go. So you're going to slide up to the 16th fret of the G string, and then 15th fret of B, 17th fret of B, and then another 17th fret, B string note, bend up and down with a pinch harmonic, and then 15th fret of the B, and then 17th fret of the high E, bend up, wide vibrato. Okay? All right, here's the section one more time at normal and then slow speed. All right, now it's time to practice along to solo 2 3 times, slow down. Here we go. Alright, that was my lesson on how to play the guitar solos from Iron Maiden's classic Aces High. If you found it helpful, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button if you've not done so already. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will attempt to answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.